Hey everyone, welcome back to A Cup of Grace and Lori.
I'm Grace.
And I'm Lori, and this is our sixth episode. We're going to be talking about aging, and Grace is going to take the lead on this discussion. So I'm going to turn it over to you. Here's Grace.
Okay, thank you, Lori. Yes, I chose the broad topic of aging today, but I'm sure we're going to get more specific. And one of the specific topics that I wanted to touch on is going gray.
Okay.
So I think that's relevant to a lot of people, specifically for you and I, Lori.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I wanted to talk about this today, I wanted to talk about aging for a long time. I mean, it's relevant to everyone because we all age, we all get older,
Yeah.
but we are also at the later stages of our lives. Me, I
Not
am
the latest,
51.
Grace. Not the
Fifth,
latest.
come on, I'm half a century old. Like,
Okay, but
so
not the
I mean, it's
latest
relative.
stages. Wait a minute.
Latter,
Middle.
I'm
We're
at
not at
midlife,
the
yes.
latest stages of our lives, right?
Okay.
Not anyway. I'm
We
actually
don't know. Yeah.
I'm 61, so maybe I am at
Oh,
the latest. Maybe I am at the latest stage of my life. I don't know. I hope not.
so yeah, we okay.
Mhm.
So there's a 10-year gap between us,
Yes, yes.
and yeah. So anyway, I had a little encounter with my mom recently.
Hmm.
I make it sound so major, but she actually just made a comment, and
Okay,
that's why I thought, okay, let's talk about this.
okay.
Because I saw her recently. She dropped something off, and then yeah, we talked on the phone afterwards.
Yeah.
And she said to me, she was like, she was trying to convince me to dye my hair because she was
Okay.
like, yeah, like honey, dye your hair. 'Cause, I can see the grays in your hair. And she this she made this comment. It's like she said, when I saw you, it made me sad.
Oh,
Can you imagine her seeing my gray hair made
your
her sad?
your mom is a hairdresser. Okay.
Yes.
I think that should be mentioned because she might look through the lens of a hairdresser's eye, right?
Mm, interesting. That
Right?
didn't occur to me.
Yeah.
You know what occurred to me though
What?
was that she was projecting,
Yes.
right? Because I mean, it's just her looking at me, her daughter, her baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reminder to herself that she also is getting older,
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that just in
Mm-hmm.
general, of course, there are always exceptions, but we talk in generalizations
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. I think we as a society have a problem with aging or a negative perception of aging. Like we see it as a negative. I mean,
Yeah.
look at the language that we use around aging, erosion, stuff like that. Yeah, because
Okay.
I have a study here,
Yeah.
and the type of language that they use when talking about aging, also, it just even subconsciously, the way we use
Aging of
language,
humans or aging of objects? Because have
human.
have you heard someone the term erosion being applied to a human? Like I can see a car is eroded, or but
Yes. Yeah,
really,
but yeah, okay. So let me see if I can find it here. So
okay.
there's a study that I found on on the internet, and it's actually a research paper.
Yeah.
So it's from the Journal of Aging Studies, and it
Oh,
was published in December 2020. It's a
okay.
Finnish study.
Okay.
So the title is called "From Double to Triple Standards of Aging: Perceptions of Physical Appearance at the Intersections of Age, Gender, and Class." And
Okay.
one, so very interesting. And I will include the link to this article if anyone's interested in reading it. So I'll put it
Okay.
in the description.
Okay.
So let's see here, just part of a quote here. We suggest that the double standard of aging exists for women who feel that aging erodes their appearance,
Hmm.
give more importance to their appearance than men, and fear looking old from an early age. So they use the word erode
Hmm.
there. And also, fear, right? They use the word
Yeah.
fear. Like
Okay, I
growing
understand.
older,
Yeah.
looking older is something that we should fear.
Yeah. Well, they're not saying that we should fear it. They're saying that many of us do fear it, right?
Yes,
They're
but
not saying we
just
should fear it.
exactly, yes.
Yeah.
But when we talk about aging, oftentimes that is the emotion that does come up, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I thought that was interesting. But yeah, let's go back to the gray hair.
Okay.
So I have never dyed my hair. Like
Really?
I've never dyed it to conceal that I am going gray. I've
Oh,
dyed it maybe once in my life. And
wow.
I dyed it bright red just
Yeah.
along the sides of my face, a
Oh,
bright red along
that
the
would be
sides of
pretty
my face.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was probably in my 20s.
Okay.
But and that's it. I
Yeah.
haven't dyed it ever since.
Wow.
And and I don't know when exactly I started to notice gray hair sprouting. Maybe I was in my 30s. I don't know. I didn't
Hmm.
pay it no mind. I actually
Hmm.
liked the way it looked.
Good.
But now I have a lot more gray hair. And this is the thing, Lori. Like I want to be one of those women
Hmm.
who embrace aging,
Okay.
who can age gracefully.
Right.
And maybe one of the things for me is, part of embracing aging for me is, yeah, letting letting myself just stay gray, not concealing what's happening naturally.
Right.
So yeah, so I think it's the rebel in me
Hmm.
because I want to go against
Right.
social pressure because there
Right.
is social pressure, right?
Yes, there
Everywhere we
is.
look.
Yes.
And there's this emphasis on looking youthful, and
Yes.
youthfulness is equated with being attractive
Yes.
for some reason. So yeah, so there's the rebel in me, but yeah, and also it's thinking about dyeing my hair. It just seems like such a hassle as well.
Okay.
The
Okay.
constant maintenance.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So maybe you can speak on that because you do
Oh, I
dye your
just had
hair,
my
right?
hair dyed like 2 days ago. My hairdresser came over and I just had it dyed. That's why there are no grays at the moment because I started going gray in my early 30s. I actually started
Okay.
going at the roots. At the
Oh,
roots,
okay.
not a
But
couple strands.
just like sporadic here and there, right? Like just
Uh
like not large patches, I'm
no, it
assuming?
wasn't, there weren't patches, but it would start, there was gray coming in at the roots. And I'll tell you, I'll mention this, my grandmother went gray in her 30s, and I
Uh-huh.
have her coloring. I have my grandmother's coloring, like skin tone,
Your
eye color,
complexion,
and
yeah.
hair color. And I went gray as well. Now,
Mhm.
interestingly, I was in a stressful relationship.
I
And
think that
I,
matters.
yeah, it brought it on. I think that I would have turned gray anyway in my
Yeah.
at some point in my 30s, but this kind of
Mhm.
spurred it on. So as a result, I've been coloring my hair for 30 years. And yeah,
Mm.
it is a pain.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
I was like, there's no way in my 30s I'm going to let my hair turn even partially gray, right? Like, I'm sorry, I'm like 33 years old or whatever. I'm not doing that. For me, I wasn't into that. Kudos
Mhm.
to any woman or man that lets their hair go gray at that age. I wasn't into it. Look, I'm still not into it. Um, it's
Okay, is it because you don't like the way it looks? Is it
um
an aesthetic decision or
it's an
is there
aesthetic
something deeper as
decision.
well?
It's an aesthetic decision. And it might actually look okay. I don't know, right? I've
Uh-huh.
never let it
Okay.
go gray.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might look okay. I've seen, actually, it's funny, I've seen some women where I think they've actually colored their hair a certain color of gray.
Some people do, yes.
Yeah, like they might be older and maybe they've turned gray, but then they've actually colored it a particular, because it's like, I don't think that looks 100% natural, but it, even
Mhm.
though it's gray.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, I'm like, oh, it might look nice and it would be lighter. I don't know. I might do it at some point. I probably will, because I'll be like, oh, the hell with this. This is too doing this all the time. And not only that, like I get my hair colored about every 3 months. And then in between, I touch it up myself because the roots start to show,
The
right?
roots. Yeah.
So then I
Yeah.
touch it. I have the same hair color, like I buy the same color that my hairdresser uses, and
Hmm.
then I touch it up like every 3 weeks because the roots start to show. And I'm not going to go back and get my now that's where I draw the line. I'm not going to the hairdresser every 3 weeks for my color. Sorry, I'm just not doing that. So I
That
touch it
could
up
be
in between.
expensive.
Then when it gets like really more obvious or whatever, I go to the hairdresser. Well, she's been coming here, but whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my story. So no, I've been coloring my hair, and yeah, it is it's a bit of a nuisance. It's maintenance, it's an expense, yeah,
Hmm.
all
Yes.
those things, yeah.
Well,
uh,
you've been doing it for 30 years, so I
yeah,
guess it's just something that's part of your
I
routine
just
now,
do it,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I do, my hair, I do spend money on.
Hmm.
I like it at the moment, but I'm sure there'll come a time in the future where I'm like, I'm gonna let it go gray and then I'll see what it looks like and
Okay.
whatever. Yeah. And I'll be
All right.
free from that as long as I don't get having to get it colored a different color of gray because I don't like the color of gray that comes in. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, I'll continue doing it. And it's funny when you say grays, oh my God, I've got grays. I'm like, yeah, to me, I'm like, yeah, you have some grays. But I mean, like, first of all, you're 50 or 51 or whatever.
51. Yeah.
Like, that's to be expected. Number two, on dark hair, gray hairs show up much. Oh, I don't know who that is. Sorry. Gray hairs. Anyway, gray hair shows up much more. If you were blonde or even had light
Yes.
brown hair, you wouldn't
Hmm.
even see that gray that you have because it's right now it just looks like a bit of highlight, right? But it's because you've got black hair. If you had blonde or light brown, you wouldn't even see it. So I don't think you actually have a lot of gray, to be honest.
Well,
Or
it's been a while since you and I have seen each other in
I saw
person,
you
and
6 months ago. I saw it or 7 months
I think
ago.
I may have more gray hair. I don't know because
Yeah.
I don't stand in front of the mirror and go,
Yeah, no, I mean,
I don't. Oh,
I can
yeah,
see it. It actually just looks
yeah.
like it's highlighting
Highlights,
your,
right?
yeah,
Highlights.
it looks like
Yeah,
highlights.
yeah.
It's really, you know what, that's not very much really for your age. That is not
Mhm,
very much.
mhm, mhm.
As I said,
Yeah.
me, if I didn't color it, it would be great. So you would,
The
yeah.
whole head,
Oh yeah,
your
yeah,
whole head of hair,
for
maybe.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
So I wanted to, well, there were some videos that I watched on going gray, and yeah,
okay,
there's a one creator who she looks quite young,
yeah,
and I think she's probably in her 30s, and I think she started going gray even earlier, so maybe in
yeah,
her 20s.
yeah.
But I think she looks great with
Oh really?
gray hair.
Okay.
But the thing is, like she is getting also pressure from her family to start dyeing her hair, right? So there's all these outside pressures.
Influences. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's kind of difficult to hold your own sometimes when you have that kind of pressure. It's like can't you understand what's wrong with going gray? And for
Nothing.
some reason, yeah, like so I did a bit more research, right, on just
Yeah.
because we are an appearance obsessed society,
Oh yeah.
and so that's why I came upon this study, this
Hmm.
finished study, and I wanted to read one portion of it, and
Okay.
it's about the double standards of beauty, right?
Right.
Because I think it's kind of different between men and
Oh,
women
it
how
is. Oh, it
how
is for sure.
attractive is
Hmm.
deemed. Okay, so the double standard of aging insists that appearance standards are higher and narrower for women than for men.
Hmm.
For women, beauty is more strictly equated with youth, whereas men have more options. Aging is associated with loss of visual and sexual allure in women, but
mm,
a man at a more advanced age may be considered handsome and
mm,
sexy.
mhm,
Aging and the perceived loss of attractiveness in light of the existing beauty ideal also constitute a threat to an older woman's sense of social currency,
mhm,
self-esteem, and identity.
mhm.
I think that's true, right? But again,
It can
the
it
language
can
that
be
they're
true.
using.
It can be true. I
Yes,
mean,
not for
it
everyone.
really
No,
depends how you feel, right? It depends how you
absolutely.
feel. I mean,
Hmm.
if you feel attractive, um, it doesn't matter what the standard is or what society normally judges about women or whatever, but you can reject that internally. You can say, I don't really give a damn what society says. I feel great. I feel attractive. I don't care what my age is. Take it or leave it, right? You can have that
Yes,
attitude, and a lot of
that's
people
a
do.
wonderful attitude to have,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. So that's how I would combat that.
Yeah,
Um,
but I think a lot of us, yeah, like it's an internal thing,
yeah.
but I don't know, we seem to prioritize the external, right? So, I
I
mean, look
mean,
at the anti-aging industry.
yeah, yeah,
Like all the products. I mean,
yes,
I'm sure they're making billions of
yeah,
dollars.
yeah. And
Okay. So
I
that's
use
a
some of them.
reflection of society's attitudes about aging and beauty,
Oh,
or our
I
perceptions of
agree.
what's attractive.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree 100%. And I mean, I use those products, right? I don't know if they help. Um, I mean, we can acknowledge that that's how society or North American society does
Hmm.
think,
Yeah.
but you don't have to be a victim to it, if you know what I mean. Like you can,
It's hard not to be though, but yes, no, it's yeah, you can
yeah,
work on rejecting
yeah.
that. Yes.
Just and it's not even like it's like, oh, okay, really? Oh, I don't. If you don't even, if you don't think about it, if you don't think about it or dwell on it, it doesn't become so important. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, focus on what makes you happy. Focus on, I'm not saying ignore your looks, right? I mean, it could because most of us feel better when we look better, right?
Well,
I
there's
mean,
a portion in this study here, a South Korean study,
yeah,
where yeah, like these older women, they actually consider the practice of, like using certain products like anti-aging product or whatever as a practice of self-care, right?
yeah,
And
exactly.
treating
Yeah,
yourself, and also showing respect. It's a sign of respect. It's not showing like you're taking care of yourself. It means
yeah,
you're respecting yourself, but it's also a showing respect to others, right? Because yeah, of course, like even when you and I meet, Lori, I'm gonna try to look presentable.
right,
It's a sign
exactly.
of self-respect and
Yeah,
respecting the company I'm
yeah.
with, right?
And I
Yeah.
agree with those women. Like when I'm doing my skincare routine, usually I usually try and tell myself, this is more recently though, okay, enjoy this instead of like rushing through it because I've gotta
Mm,
get on to my next task for the day. I'm like, wait a minute, slow down a bit. Enjoy it, enjoy putting these nice creams on your face and
mm-hmm.
moisturizers and whatever. I mean, it's a time of self-care. So I'm trying to do that and catch myself and not rush through the routine.
Yeah.
And you know what? This might sound weird. I know this is going to sound very far out,
Okay, good.
but
Let it out.
okay. Because it just occurred to me, I thought,
Ah,
oh,
yeah.
maybe if I take more time and really appreciate when I'm putting the creams on my skin, maybe they'll
Hmm.
work better. I know that sounds weird, but
No, it might, because remember, like
yeah,
we talked about even in the previous episode, we were talking about how, your weight loss, right? And how a lot of that has to do with inner healing, like the
yeah,
mental aspect.
yeah.
So who
So
knows?
I'm just thinking though that you're kind of matching your vibration with
Yes.
the vibration of the products. And so
And you're
Oh,
feeling more positive.
yeah. So I think they might work better. Okay. I just sold myself on why I'm going to take more time and be more appreciative of that skincare routine, the time that I use to my daily skincare routine.
So
And I
being
think the
more
products are going to work
mindful,
better. Yeah.
mindfulness, being
Yeah.
more mindful. Yes.
Yes, I am. I mean, I'm aware of it, but now I'm even more aware of it. So thank you for that
Oh,
insight.
okay. There you go.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
Work work is
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also wanted to mention, like, just to I when I watch one of these videos,
Hmm.
this video about this younger creator going gray, and
Yeah.
I read the comments. It was a very engaged comments area, and a lot of people have opinions, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm
So
sure
I
they do.
thought that I'd read some of them,
Okay.
and it kind of answers the question, because one of the questions is, I wrote down a couple of questions.
Okay.
So one of them is how do we embrace aging gracefully when faced with these social standards? And Western society has a poor and limited view of aging in general. How can we make this better? Do we even want to change the narrative?
I think
So,
I think
mhm,
we want to change the narrative for sure.
do you think so? Okay,
I,
yeah.
I,
I
I
would
think
like to be
so.
one of
I
the people
think
who
so.
do.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the answers is like how we can embrace aging. And I was when I was reading through the comments of one of the videos, here's one of the possible answers.
Hmm.
If more people would keep their gray hairs, we would find it normal. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Like, just
Yeah.
what we're exposed to makes a really big difference,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There's one comment, I think this was from a male commenter,
Hmm.
and this is really nice. Being comfortable with the part of your body or look that has been deemed undesirable
Hmm.
or in need of concealing by
Hmm.
our current beauty standards is hot.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
agree. Yeah, I agree. That's a
I
great,
guess, because it's confidence, right? It's showing confidence in yourself.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like,
Hmm.
I've seen a lot of images of older women, and they did allow them their hair to stay gray.
Hmm.
And I think that they look so beautiful. They look
Hmm.
classy,
Hmm.
elegant,
Hmm.
but and but part of the beauty, it's not only external, because with them, when I look at them,
Hmm.
it's coming from within.
Okay.
It's confidence.
Right.
They look confident, like they
Hmm.
are comfortable with themselves. They have accepted
Hmm.
themselves
Hmm.
wholly,
Right.
inside and out. And
Right.
that radiates. So their beauty is radiant. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? They are
Mm-hmm.
owning everything. Yeah, okay, we have some wrinkles, we've got some loose skin, gravity is winning. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. You know
Yeah.
what? I I am embracing life.
Yeah.
They exude that. I
Wow.
think is that is beautiful,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I would love to aspire to that, you know.
Well, I mean, you are embracing your grace, right? So you're already kind of you're already on that path,
Well,
right?
hope so.
Or
Hope so.
you would have colored your hair a few years ago if it was really bothering you, right? Wouldn't you?
I suppose so. I don't know, but also I'm very stubborn. I'm very
Okay.
stubborn. So again, I mentioned the part that's like it seems like such a hassle. I don't
Okay.
even like washing my hair. I find
Oh,
it to be such a chore.
okay. Well, you have such long hair, Grace. You have
I
really
know.
long
I need
hair.
to. I'm considering trimming it. I think I'm just gonna cut it myself.
Okay.
So,
I do feel good when my hair is washed and cut
oh
and
yeah, I
all that
feel
stuff.
better
Yeah.
afterwards. It's just a
Yeah.
process.
Okay. Yeah. So let us know in the comments whether any of you are debating about coloring your hair or how you feel about coloring your hair. Is it a nuisance for you? Do you feel great doing it? Or, or do you
Yeah.
feel like Grace and this pressure from society? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments.
Yeah, and just your thoughts on aging in general, and
Or aging, yes.
yeah, just
Yeah.
how you feel about it, and yeah, what your perception or conception of beauty is, beauty and aging.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'd be interested in knowing.
Yeah, we both are. So thanks for tuning in again this week. I hope you have a great week, and we'll be back with a new episode in about a week or so. So have a great week,
Okay,
everyone.
bye.
Bye.